going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to give you a walkthrough on tips and things I did before I moved to Bangkok, Thailand. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. First thing I did was come and visit. So I wanted to see it for myself. The only way you're gonna know if Bangkok, Thailand is for you is to come and experience. So things I wanted to experience is the people, culture, the weather. I wanted to see the neighborhoods. I wanted to experience the transportation. I wanted to eat the food. I wanted to immerse myself in the culture. Most importantly, what I wanted to get out of it was to see and envision myself if I can live here. So when you're researching locations to live in Bangkok, you want to consider a few things like lifestyle preferences, cost of living. Also things to consider is it near transportation and community dynamics? And lastly, is it nearby any amenities such as shopping malls, supermarkets, or convenience stores? So when I decided to permanently make the decision and move to Thailand is where I wanted to live. So me being back home and trying to scout for places, that's a hard task to do because you're not here physically. Work with an agent. So there are sites like FastWaz, Property Scout, and Hip Flat to do your research on where to live, what neighborhoods, condos, different price points, etc. So you have those resources to your disposal. And some positives on working with an agent is they'll be your support system through your whole process, from being that third party, talking to the owner, negotiating your contract, negotiating the price on your condo, and being an overall support system throughout your process if it's your first time or you don't have any time to negotiate because you're not out here in Bangkok. Once I secured my condo and agreed to the amount and etc., it painted a clear picture on what I needed to save up as far as my financial goes. So expenses I took into account is rent, utilities, internet, food, my other activities such as traveling outside of the country, health insurance, phone bill, any other bills outside of what I needed to pay here living in Thailand. And a lot of people may not do this, but I do this myself and it works. And this is another tip, is list down all of your expenses from top to bottom, from the most priority to the lowest priority. So when you're planning on making that move, exactly what you're gonna be spending. So what's going out, what's staying in, what you have cash reserves for. Because again, them expenses can pile up and you don't even know it if you don't list them down. So besides the other expenses that I mentioned, you wanna look at your visa situation, right? Because you only have a limited amount of time to be staying in Thailand. And if you're looking at long-term and you don't have a visa situated, you may have to go in and out of the country several times. And then depending on where you go, or depending on what country you're going to go for a few days, it may vary on price. So that can rack up a good safety net savings dollar amount wise to have here is roughly about $5,000 to $10,000. Again, it's gonna vary on your lifestyle, how much you're planning to spend on a monthly basis. So it's gonna be different from person to person. Please assess your finances. Please budget correctly and appropriately. What helped me the most too, as well, as once I got my living situation settled, and that was one less thing I had to worry about. So when I was back home, I was already setting money aside for what I had to pay. So I pictured myself already living in Bangkok, but not being there physically. So I set 1 year's worth of rent aside already prior to my move. So that's something you guys could do. That's what helped me, because I didn't touch that money. I just left it there because I knew that I was expecting to be moving to Thailand. So that's something that you probably can apply to yourself before you make that move, but that's what helped me. And another thing that I was doing too is researching and keeping an eye out on the exchange rate as well. So as I mentioned, that when I was setting money aside, I was at the same time watching the exchange rate, if it was increasing, if it was a good rate to buy. So I was actually exchanging money from USD to baht. I was buying currency back home. So that's another tip that you can use. That's what helped me stay on track. And one thing I wanted to point out as well, and this could be a useful tip for you guys, if you're undecided on a place to live or a location and you're just not all figured out, you can move to Bangkok and stay at an Airbnb for weeks at a time or even months at a time. But again, that's going to be costly. And it all depends. If you can get it situated, great. But I know a lot of people like to take their time and view the property to make sure that that's the right fit, because you may be undecided on the location and you may regret actually signing a lease or a contract. So you can do that. That's another alternative route, and another tip for you guys. Weather is a big factor for a lot of people. So it gets hot, really hot in Thailand. It rarely gets cold. Some people in the States are living in cities right now, living in states where it's just cold, no heat. So you want to go ahead and take that in consideration before moving to Thailand. It'll be honestly great if you get to come to Thailand and experience it firsthand, because I can tell you that it gets hot, and sometimes you'll just be staying at home or somewhere with AC. Please do your research on the visa requirements. So for all my folks in the US, you have up to 60 days to stay in the country of Thailand. If you want to extend, you have 30 days to extend at the immigration for 1,900 baht. So there are other visas that you can explore, such as a smart visa, a business visa, or even an educational visa. So the useful tip is probably researching an educational visa. That would probably be the easiest visa. So the current visa that I'm on right now is the ED visa. I am taking a Thai language class, so that's allowing me to stay an extra extended period of time in Thailand. Bring physical cash, preferably unmarked $100 bills. ATM fees can eat you alive over here. The best currency exchange place to sell your USD is Super Rich, from my experience. Do your research on the Thai culture. Everyone here is respectful and there's lots of hospitality. Also, if you can learn a bit of Thai, that'll be great, as there can be situations where you may have language barriers. I hope this video helped you guys a lot. If I forgot anything, please comment down below. Again, whatever you guys have in mind, suggestions, any video ideas that you want me to go and create, go ahead and comment down below. Peace.